Banks and small and medium-sized financial institutions are commonly prone to cyber attacks by hackers. According to the National Cybersecurity Authority, in 2018, the Rwanda Investigation Bureau estimates that in the 22 cases that were received, more than 289 million had been stolen from various financial institutions through hackings that year. The National Bank of Rwanda was able to contain the damage by recovering 208 million. Valence Tukesha, head of the legal committee at the Rwanda Bankers Association, says that at one point a robbery was about to be carried out in one of Rwanda's banks involving another bank's employees as they were going to steal more than 500 million Rwandan francs. Fortunately, this was discovered and stopped by the National Bank of Rwanda.
It is indeed a concern because where banks keep clients' deposits, money, basically. So what happens is that banks are also aware that the money, the deposits of the clients have to be safe, because banks are trading in money. So all that they do, apart from maybe trying to comply with the central bank regulation on the cyber security and all these other information-related regulations or regulatory requirements, it is also important for banks to ensure that the systems that they use are very well protected. So, in fact, nowadays, I find that one time I had a problem when I was trying, for me, I do a lot of contract drafting and all that. So, one point I found that the contracts I was sharing internally were blocked. Why? Because they had information that the bank feels, or the IT staff feel that information should not be sent to anyone. For example, if information has elements of numbers and figures and all that, it may be blocked so that it doesn't go to anyone. So there are such sophisticated security measures that banks put in place to ensure that information is secure and to ensure that people that do not have any right to information do not access the information.
Statistics provided by Elbit Dynamics Limited, a trading company operating in Rwanda, in line with the Locus Dynamics Company of Rwanda and the Israeli Elbit System Company, indicates that there are more than 80 ATM cards used in financial institutions for deposit and withdrawal, which were duplicated by thieves using technology. Late last year and earlier this year, there were also more than 2,000 emails that were hacked by thieves in those days. Locus Dynamics CEO Wilson Kagabo says security is at the forefront of global business concerns.
The report that was published this year by the Allianz Group for 2021 indicated that cyber threat was number one on the list of threats that lead to business interruption. So it came top number one globally. It came top number one on the African continent. So it's a problem, it's a challenge that all states, all companies should put in place measures to mitigate. It's always better to prepare yourself before you face cyber attacks, because that way you can minimize the business interruption. You can also minimize the loss. And LB Dynamics is here to be able to help companies in Rwanda, organizations in Rwanda, to prepare better, to train staff, to provide solutions that will protect you and your company, but also to intervene in case you have a cyber threat or cyber attack.
Rwanda ranks 7th in the top 10 countries on the African continent in preventing cyber attacks. A 2020 report by the International Telecommunications Union, released every 2 years, shows that Rwanda has a score of 79.95%. Ghislaine Kaiji, the director of the National Cybersecurity at the National Cybersecurity Authority, says some steps were taken for Rwanda to be ranked at that place.
The key mission of NCSA is to build capabilities and skills necessary to protect the cyberspace in Rwanda. And with that, there are quite various mechanisms that have been put in place to ensure the resilience of ICT infrastructure. One example I can say is about cybersecurity awareness. We have done different awareness sessions or programs so far since the institution has been there. I can cite, for example, the Cybersecurity Awareness Month that happened last year in October 2021 to November 2021, where with different stakeholders, other partners in this, we work together to raise the cybersecurity awareness, educating people on how they can benefit from technology, the use of technology, but also how they can protect themselves to not be victim to different cyber threats or cyber fraud. I think that's what is helping us to raise the state of cybersecurity, but also we work with different sector regulators to ensure the resiliency and the security of ICT infrastructure across different sectors in Rwanda.
On the African continent, the top countries are Mauritius, followed by Tanzania, Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Benin, and Rwanda. It is a survey that was carried out in 194 countries using top 5 technological indicators, including ICT infrastructure and access to, and use of ICT by households and individuals, use of ICT by business and ICT sector, and trade in ICT goods. Jane Mutoni, RTV News.